Welcome to the Arclif Ventures podcast, where we reveal, present, and talk about all the biggest ideas, investments, business mindset, psychology, and concepts. My name is Clea, and I'm a social media manager for Arclif Ventures company. We are a group of venture capital investors specialized in field of investing in corporate portfolios, IT, pharmaceuticals, mechanical engineering, minerals business, automotive, cosmetics, food, and more. We invest in outstanding entrepreneurs, startups, and businesses. Outstanding company, outstanding people. I'm thrilled to announce that we are starting our very first episode on this podcast channel with a super special guest who is an outstanding entrepreneur, business owner, founder of Arclif Group company, and a venture capital investor. His investments reach a valuation of 3.5 billion euros according to Big Four estimations. His portfolio consists more than 50 successful investments and over 20 years of experiences in investing business model. Welcome to the Arclif Ventures podcast, Mr. Neoklis Athanasios Lazanas. Tell me, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic. Thank you so much, Tia. I'm thrilled to have together with you to start this journey, and I'm thrilled to understand how the things are working.
That's really lovely to hear, and I actually cannot wait to see where our journey goes because I believe it's a new era of our company. So let's just jump into the first question. What is your business? Who are you? And to tell us a bit about yourself. You are an outstanding entrepreneur, and what makes me really interested, what makes you in the lead in this business model? How are you so successful, and how do you stay always one step ahead of your competition?
It's very easy to say. First of all, to become successful, you need to have some failures before. So you can imagine that when you are going to invest, you invest in outstanding people, in outstanding products, but finally it will become also the point that this product is not working or the people are not working. So this is the first thing. The second thing is, in relation to the competition, it's very, very easy. You need to know the market and the surroundings. When you know something which nobody else knowing, or you have a product which nobody else having, then this is a big advantage in front of the competition. And this is what we are looking at. We're also looking for the next rocket.
Who are venture capital investors and what is their main job?
In principle, you can say venture capital invests in products and people and have to take a high risk. It is not common. You know, Tia, it's very simple. When you have to invest with your own money, you invest a little different than instead of having other people's money. So all our investments has been done from our pocket. We have no debts, we have no banks involved, we have no private equity or other people's money. So we invest our money. And when you invest from your own pocket, you have to invest a little different.
Yeah, because it seems like, let's say, a very risky business or something that takes guts to do it. So I believe you really gotta be a daring person to do such business. Is this correct?
Yes, you have to be a dare person. In Greece, we say tharos. Tharos means to be humble and to have courage. Or courage.
Yeah, correct.
When you have no courage, don't start this business.
That's so correct. Not so many people are in this business because you really gotta take risk, and this is what makes your business model so special. Where did you first invest your capital? What was your very first investment and how did it turn out?
It's a good question. I was 8 years old and I was dealing with swap auto cards. You know, this auto cards, the small...
Like Pokemon cards,
like
but
Pokemon
just for
cards,
oh wow,
yes.
Okay.
I invested 2 Deutschmark at that time.
Yeah.
I was 8 years old. And then after 1.5 months, 2 months, I had a collection worth 50 Deutschmark and I was the king of my town.
This is such a special story. So you already started young age.
Yes.
This is really impressive.
In the real life, it was a little different. What does that mean? In a later age, I was become independent and become a VC. I invested $50,000 into Facebook pre-IPO. Wow. And when you imagine, when you buy shares before the IPO, even if you had bought at the time of the IPO, which was, I think it was $23, the curse when the IPO happens. Today, I think we are around $720. So you can imagine 1,000, yeah,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
720 per share, yeah? $720 per share is the curse right now in the stock exchange. And when you invested $50,000 before the IPO, which at the course it was $23. And then it dropped down to 17, 16 around. And from that point on, a month later, the curse today at the stock exchange is 720. So today it must be 723 or something like that.
Oh wow, that's really impressive. How did you start your entrepreneurial journey and how did you get to the first capital? You mentioned that you invested $50,000 to Facebook.
Facebook.
But how did you get to this kind of capital? Did you work just basic 9-to-5 jobs and stacking up money, or how did this go?
I was, before becoming a VC, I was working for big blue chip companies like Ford Motor Company, General Motors, Clea Corporation, and a couple of others. So I would say, learned a lot from American companies. I was also living in Detroit and in London. So I was having done various positions there, like for the procurement and for the sales in various management positions. And in my last position, I resigned as one of the board members of an Indian company and was having a couple of funds available, which was not a lot. But, you know, Tia, I was have a 35 kilogram more weight. I was the unhappiest man on earth. I was getting a high salary. I had a driver, I had a secretary, but I was very, very unhappy. And I decided then to make a break for myself. So I decided to make a 6-month sabbatical. And then I started to work for a very nice guy. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Europe. And I was make a so-called shadowing program for 1 year. So I was his shadow, and I was looking at how he's doing the job as a VC. And this was the start of the journey.
Because I believe it's the best thing to learn from somebody. You know, because in school, I believe they don't teach you so much useful knowledge, just like the basics. But if you can implement your skills or like knowledge to the real life and learn from somebody, and you see how he's doing, I think this is so much better.
Absolutely. I still today learning. You know, there is so many things to learn. A new program, new software, a new startup with a fantastic idea. So what I like to tell you is you need to learn from the school, but I'm still learning today. I think you do the same.
For sure.
The point is that you have to understand what the people need is. When you understand what the people need is, then you can also it's much more easier to create or to understand the needs of the people. And when you do that, you know exactly what product could fit. And this is something that you need to learn when you grow up. For sure, the school is important. So there you need the basics, you learn the basics, but the life abroad looks different.
What would you advise to all the people that are interested in venture capital business investments, and what would be the first step to start this kind of journey? What would you advise them?
The first step is to have a clear mind. A clear mind means you have to know where you want to go, which product you like, what is your heart telling you. It doesn't make sense. I will tell you a little story. I was thinking about what, after my matura I have done, what to learn. And then I went out and learned controlling, you know, accounting things, controlling. But I immediately understood that this is not, I don't like that. So I changed economic study from controlling into procurement. And then I went to the procurement, and this is something I liked. So I didn't feel that I'm doing something which is not nice. So when you do something with passion, from that point on, you never work 1 hour. It's hobby. You like it.
Yeah, because I always say passion is a driver to success. I believe this is so true, because so many people do some kind of business just because of money, but they are not really interested in it. As you mentioned, you got a lot of money in your, let's say, young years when you were working for blue chip companies, but you were unhappy, and so many people don't focus also on mental health, but just on physical state. So receiving money and having enough finances, but not focusing on passion. I think this is really missing in today's world.
You know, Tia, it's very simple. Take decisions. When you take decisions, you will be successful. Yes, you can take the wrong decisions, but you have done something. When you are just staying and waiting for that the weather is going to change, or somebody comes and gives you $10 million in a bag, you can wait long time. Take decisions which you think is the right thing to do. When you do that, you will become successful, sooner or later.
Yeah, that's one of the best advices you could give to people, because so many don't realize this. What was your biggest risk and you were not so sure about it, but turned out so profitable and one of the greatest investments?
I had the chance to invest in a gaming platform. Honestly, I'm not a big gamer. In principle, I'm not playing casino or all these things. I don't believe in that. However, I had the chance to invest a couple of money in this gaming platform. And after 1.5 years, I became cold feet. That means I didn't trust to that platform. But one friend of mine mentioned to me, keep your money there. You will see it will go well. And I was listening to him. After 18 months, this gaming platform was sold for $1 billion to an American company.
What?
And I was very happy because I got a couple of monies more out of it.
But you invested your own capital in
Own
this.
capital, always own
Right.
capital. No other people's money. We do not do that.
Who was this friend that advised you to like stay in this business? This must be a
The
really
famous VC I told you, I was making the shadowing.
Oh my God, you were so lucky to have this kind of person, and it's so
Right.
nice to see that somebody actually gives you the truth, and wants something good for
The confidence,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow, you must have been very grateful for this information, right?
I invited him for a pizza, yes.
Oh, that's a really nice gesture. That's really good. What is the one red flag that makes you turn down the investment immediately?
The first red flag for me is if somebody comes in my room and asking for 15 million and he has no plan.
That's absurd.
But this happens a couple of times.
Wow.
Yes, this I cannot understand. So you immediately recognize if this guy or the person has sat down and have some thoughts about it and the idea he's having. But a lot of people think when they have an idea that this idea is a billion worth. It is not. You need somebody who takes this idea and bring it to the next level. When you do not have the passion, the power, the money, and the know-how, it will be a difficult stuff.
Have you ever turned down an investment or an idea startup, but later regretted it because it went so good?
Can we swap this question?
Yeah, for sure.
because I've done a lot of decisions in my life which cost me a hell of money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, again, sometimes a quick decision, and we are a quick thinker and quick decision taker or maker. When we identify that this decision was wrong, this is the bad side. The good side is that we can take quick decisions. So when you can take you see that for this project or for this company, the things are not working well, immediately you can change this decision and make the opposite. And this is a big advantage when you are independent, self-employed, and having good people around you, because they're supporting you.
You already mentioned to me that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, right? But it's so important that when you lose, you have the people around you to support you, to maybe give you another idea or advice how to continue.
I don't like the people who are telling me and complaining, this is not working well, this is not working well, we have to change that, we have to do that. Okay, guys, I mentioned to them, give me the solution. That something is not working well, I know myself. So what is the solution for that? And this, I count on the people on that. If they are supporting me, I love this. If they are not supporting me, I don't know if they are belonging to the team anymore. This is a continuous process. If you are a businessman, you have to correct yourself also. And you have to be the openness to yourself and reflect yourself. If the things what you are doing today are the same or is in a good manner like yesterday. When you're not able to do that, that will cause pain in the future.
What do you think are the next startup trends that will skyrocket over time? What do you think it's now the most interesting thing or business or niche?
The current trend which we see, our team is seeing, is generative AI for sure, healthcare, wearable devices, longevity is a known word meanwhile. So the people are looking for the next level of healthiness. So how to compete or make machines making competing person's brain.
AI world and even social media world is moving up so quickly, and like the progress is amazing. What we have done in 10 years, it seems like a movie, seems like fiction science. Based on movies, and for example what Elon Musk is doing, we will have the robots in our homes just like from the movie. It's a good advantage if you know what will skyrocket, because therefore you can invest wisely.
100% correct.
What was the strangest or the funniest thing that happened with a client on a meeting? Do you have any really strange story or really funny?
Oh, I have a couple of them. The most exciting one was I had a guy walking in and to my guys and was telling, he needs 50 million, and we was asking for what do you need this money, and he mentioned, I would like to create a hoverboard like Back in the Future without wheels, which are on magnetic level. And funny thing, because we declined finally, we know that Steve Wozniak was investing around 25 million 25 years ago to one of the people who has the same idea. But finally, it is, as far as I understood, it is currently, we are not in the position to explore this kind of technology. We're looking for the next rocket, but we are also somehow realistic. So it needs to be developed, and I need also to understand it. If I cannot understand the business, I'm also not going to invest in something. So I need first to understand it. And if somebody cannot explain this proper to me, this is a problem.
Yeah, because I would honestly be interested in this idea because it seems like mind-blowing, right? But yeah, the reality and let's say the idea, they must be connected.
Absolutely. You can be also too quick in the market and the market is not ready to take it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of ideas knowing which people was coming. Let's take Tesla. Tesla is today not, I don't mean Elon Musk Tesla. I mean the real Tesla, the brain. Nikola Tesla, correct. He had a fantastic idea, but this was never developed to a product finally. So the idea came 150 years later, and Elon Musk took over this idea and created a Tesla car out of it.
It's really important that you have a balance in your personal life to be successful in business life. So what are your most important habits that contribute to a successful personal and business life?
Okay, first of all is family. This is the most important. The second one is to stay healthy. So sports is a must somehow. And third one is a clean brain. And the clean brain I'm getting whether I'm going to holiday in Greece, to my hometown, or to San Moritz, where I have a nice breath of fresh air, and I can make some climbing and walking over the mountains. So this is my place of, let's say, generate more and new power.
Do you also think about business when you take some time free, or like when you go to holidays, or you completely shut down and just focus to relax?
No. I am entrepreneur by passion. I am thinking 24 hours 7, I could say, about new opportunities, but not because I must do that. It comes from inside.
Yeah,
okay,
correct.
This is the passion. And I think we have spoke about it a couple of times. When somebody sees his job not as a must, but as a passion, from that point on, you never work a minute. You do everything by your heart, and you do everything because you like to do it. Again, this is a decision thing. If you think, or somebody thinks that he's not feeling well, change the job and change your behavior. Think about it. What is the thing you like? And then just do it.
How do you cope? How do you deal with the failures or unprofitable investments? What are your first steps to get back on track and just, let's say, revive after failure?
The whole mystic of this failure thing, I learned in the US, for example, that the people who are having a comeback, the people love that. We in Europe need to learn a little bit more about this behavior. So I try to see the glass half full and not as half empty. But for sure, you cannot be all the time like this. I'm a person, I'm a human, and sometimes I'm also thinking about the decision I have done, if this was really a good one. However, the whole story is to make sure to fall down 76 times and to get up 77 times.
It's about the perspective, I believe, and for me it's really important to see good situation even in bad situations. So to always really focus on positive even when it seems impossible, or like when it seems so hard and negative and people around you are negative. You see people, they are super serious, super sad. Why is it not common to be happy? Like, why is it not common to see somebody smiling on the street? You know, when people see somebody smiling on the street, they say, is he okay? Is he stupid? Or what is going on? You know, and to me, this is absurd.
100%. I'm 100% agree. But the thing is, when you are happy and you are smiling, the people think, oh, what he's planning. He's so friendly, so he's something having in his mind. No, it's purely to be happy in the life and to be friendly, because you cannot be all the time friendly. But I will give you a sample. I step in here into one of my favorite cafe restaurants, tried to get a cappuccino and one Gipfeli, croissant. And that day was a new person there who was serving, came to me totally unfriendly. The coffee was cold and the Gipfeli was tasting like it was 1 week old. I was ordering the boss and mentioned, listen, boss, I am coming to you to have for 5 minutes just to relax a little bit. I'm getting shouts by your waiter, the coffee is cold and the croissant is you cannot eat. So something is going wrong here. Are you agree?
Yes.
And he mentioned, yes, this person was fired. So I'm not happy that this person was fired, but I talked to the person as well. And I mentioned, listen, why you are not looking about the job you really like? Because when you do something which you don't like, so don't stay here and don't make other people's happiness the opposite way around. So leave the people happy, go away, find a new job, and leave the other people to be happy.
Wow, this is a really shocking story, because in fact I also see so many things on everyday basis and I see, why are you doing this if you're not happy? It sounds like out of the movie, but you have only one life. If you're not gonna enjoy it, nobody's gonna do it instead of you. So I believe your mood is always a decision. No matter what bad happens this day, you still have a choice, either to be happy or to be depressed about it. To be depressed about your job, or like, okay, for 1-2 days when something bad happens, or for a week. But for over a year to be sad about a situation, job, or your current state, it's completely your decision and your fault. Because I see so many people putting the fault of their unhappiness and their sadness to others. And they are transferring constantly this negative energy.
100%.
Yeah, it's really stressful to see that. So for me, it's like number one, that I'm around good people, that I work for good people. I can learn from good people, everything together. And if I can do it with passion, I don't need anything else. That's...
Fully agree.
So back to the business model. What are the risks and benefits of this business model?
The risks are huge, but the benefits are also huge. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So how can you compare that? You have to take decisions which 51% of your decisions led to a positive aspect and 49% can be worse decisions. But please don't change this figure. Otherwise, you have a problem.
No risk, no reward, right?
No risk, no fun.
What is NDA and why is it so important for this business model?
But NDA means non-disclosure agreement. So it is a tool to secure that information given to the VC or from the VC is going to the startup is protected somehow. This is an important tool for sure to keep the things a little bit more secret, because the people are talking too much in a lot of times.
And maybe stealing ideas.
Yes, 100%.
Has your idea ever been stolen by another individual in the same business, and how did you cope with it?
It's a funny story. I was working 1 year for a guy, one of the most successful VCs in Europe. This guy is very famous, and I was a shadowing guy, so I was wearing his bag, and was following him and everything what he is doing. I was learning a lot. And one day I left. I stepped to his office to go to his office, and I showed him about the company, which was, from my point of view, a very nice company to invest. And he was looking to that and mentioned, "No, this is shit. Put it in the trash." I mentioned, "Okay, I'm sorry, because I was thinking it was a nice idea." "Yeah, no good." I went out of his office, and then I learned immediately he took out of the trash this idea. He was phoning that guy, and
What?
he was making a major investment into this business. I don't tell you the name, it's very famous, it's a Swiss one. Later it was, they had a very nice exit. But these things can happen.
For example, if he said, yeah, let's say, Mr. Lazanas, yeah, this is a really good idea, let's do it, then you would also get some shares from it. Is this correct?
Absolutely. He was making the investment, which I normally was proposing to him, so that to make an investment. But he came back to me and mentioned to me, "No, this is not good." But he was informing me in the negative sense, and in the positive sense, he made the investments and he get richer, which is okay for me. So I learned out of it. I was not angry or so, but I learned how this world is working sometimes.
That's so correct. But if there was the person who works with you on your position when you were shadowing for this one, would you do the same as he did?
No, I would never do the same, and I will explain to you why. You're having a job, even a normal job where you're earning $2,000-3,000 per month. And this is maybe also one thing which is a little bit different, my view, except to other people's view. I think that we drinking the same water, we washing the hands with the same water, we smelling or breathing the same air. The sun is the same, the sea is the same, so we have a lot of things for everybody which can be used from everybody. So how many steaks you will eat? I can eat 1 per day or maybe 2. 3 is a little tricky, huh? Again, how many cars you will drive? I had 5 years ago 8 or 9 cars in my garage. One day I was thinking, hey man, okay, 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars, 9 cars, it's a little too much. I love cars, yeah? I like the design and all these things. But the thing is that you have one life and you should try to live this life as best as you can. But you don't need necessarily to have 10 or 15 cars and eating 15 steaks a day. So in Greece, we say from everything what you're doing, do it not too much. So too much eating is bad, too much drinking is bad, but even too much sleeping can be also bad.
Yeah, as you mentioned, everything has to be equal. Maybe I just need to sleep a bit less because I'm a super good sleeper. But yeah, joke aside, you gotta have the balance in life.
Correct.
This is the most important thing. But also I believe that what you give, you get. So if you give good to people, you're also gonna get good from people. But I still believe you have to know to what people you can give yourself, your energy, your time, your patience, and to who you cannot. Because a lot of people do not appreciate this and will take advantage of you.
Correct.
And that's also why I personally have a really small circle of people around me that I trust or hang out with them. I wouldn't hang out with somebody just not to be alone. I prefer to be alone and to do something on myself, I don't know, on personal or business level, and to become the best version of myself. And this is the most important part. It's really interesting to me how many people want to get rich overnight. What do you think about it? Like, what would you tell these people?
Technically speaking, this is not possible overnight to become rich, or you make some fraudulent things, which is not good. But what somebody can do to become quicker rich than he was before, he just needs to take a little bit time to rest, to become a clear brain, to look around what the people are doing, and then to identify potentials. It can be, for example, if I have an iPhone where you can push the button and you land in Mars, and not only to have these apps, you know? Yeah. This is something that interests me. And if you can make that happen, So please go for it. It's maybe a dramatic or a very strange explanation, but you can also go out and see that people always drinking out of cups which are purely glass, like this one.
Yeah.
But you identify and create a new product called plastic, which happens a couple of years ago. And then you can earn a lot of money. But you need to generate ideas and which make sense to the world.
Yeah, but it's step by step. Nothing's overnight.
No.
Except if you're a really risky taker, crypto investor, which I mean, I
Even
see
that is
so...
not overnight.
Yeah, but I heard so many stories because we're not gonna explain so much about crypto now, but I've heard about so many shit coins which exploded and people got so rich, but so many others lost so much money, like gambling. And I honestly would prefer to build my wealth over time, like not with 9-to-5 job, because it's impossible, because this is just the system wants to make the people dependent. For example, it's crazy to me to think about how much does a Ferrari cost. And you should work, I think, in 9-to-5 job with, of course, paying all of the expenses and credits and house and everything. I think you should work over 100 years to buy one Ferrari. Let's forget the maintenance and the gas and everything else.
I will tell you something. Somebody told the following. The bosses are paying to their employees such amount of money so that they can forget their dreams.
That's so true. I don't know, I believe so many people are in their comfort zone. I mean, it's true, if we didn't have the employees, then there also wouldn't be big companies. There would only be bosses. But I still believe that even an employee in company can be rich, because if he implements his ideas and skills good, he will be rewarded. Correct. I believe that people don't want to put effort, and because of many different factors. I mean, one is also jealousy, oh well, others will get rich, this company will get rich, but I won't. But it's really crazy system where we live in. But I believe if you get to know to the right people, you can also get so much knowledge and climb high with them, to help them, to walk with them, not to drag them back, as you mentioned to me. Because if you can walk together with a person, he helps you and you help him. But if you get one person that is just beside you and dragging you back and not helping you, then this, of course, cannot work. And that's why I guess this system exists, because I believe so many people could be even richer, but with a different perspective and a different way of acting. What is the most important skill set or a personality trait that makes you successful in this business model?
You need to be honest, you need to be skilled, you need to know the competition, and you need good people.
Correct.
It's all about people, finally. When you have good people around you, you will reach your target. If you had bad people around you, it's most likely not the case that you will reach the target.
Yeah, would you say it's necessary to know people's psychology in this business model, to really know how to approach them, how to set up some limits? Because as you mentioned, you can't be too kind, because people then can take advantage of you, but you still gotta have this limit. You can't be mean, it has to be a balance. Like how do you do it? Like,
it's very simple. We have our routine, we are asking questions and they need to be answered. Yeah. If we are not happy with them, we can re-ask. But if we identify that there is a gap of know-how, of knowledge, of the product, or even of the person, then we most likely decline the project. It has to be the so-called flow.
Yes.
It has to be match, the match must be well done. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
The most important part, or maybe a really good ending, what is one advice you received and would give to people outside in general, like about this business model or in life? One advice that changed your perspective completely.
I would say stay humble, have passion for what you are doing. The people need to understand that they can change their lives only by their own. Nobody will take them on the hand and say, I bring you to the next level where you earn 50 million or 100 million or 5,000 million, I don't know how much. Or I will make you the happiest man or happiest woman on earth. That's not possible. Take the advantage. Mindset is very important to think about what do you want? What do you really want? What do you need? What do you really need? And then sit down and create your own path of success.
This is a really good advice. It was a pleasure making a podcast with you, talking to you. I believe people out here, they can be really grateful for this podcast. I believe we are starting something new, and these advices can change so many lives of other people and give them a new perspective, a positive perspective, and a really good strategy how to build your wealth step by step. I cannot wait to make a part 2. Also interview the other people in our company, which I believe are really interesting, and the subjects we will be talking about will be extremely, extremely interesting.
Thank you very much, Tia. Thank you.